before we begin with our tier list, I just want to let you guys know I have played all the characters. I tested out and practiced about 30 to 1 hour of each classes and made a gameplay about them. And so yeah, definitely check them out, guys, if you have any questions. And this is based on my experience. Since I actually played all the characters, I can give you guys the basic knowledge for this experience. So let's get started for Saunil. Let's see. So starting with Musa's, they're both S tiers. They both have damage and they're really good. Awakening with Musa though is not APM friendly, so make sure you have to know what you're doing if you're playing Awakening Musa. But if you're a Succession, yeah, super easy class. You can learn him really quick, and I highly recommend him for PvE grinding. Next is Mystics. Their damage there, and since Saunil is a location for like sieging and towers, and so yeah, you don't really need the biggest AoE there, and so yeah, both Mystic works out pretty well. But if I had to pick one of them, I would do Awakening because it has better AoE. And for ninjas, yeah, they're both also has great damage, but it's just not as APM friendly. You'll be spamming your keyboards all day and it's gonna hurt your hands after 1 or 2 hours. And so, but yeah, the damage is still there though, and it's a great class. Nova, I would say Awakening is definitely there, but for Succession, I would put it on a B because her casting speed is just kind of slow. But like in other regions of like Orcs and Bloody, she was like in C's and D's. But since this is sieging in the one spot, and so she can honestly be on A or B, but I will just gonna put her in B for now. Once again, I'm not too sure how to play her, or just the class is maybe just in a difficult situation, so she's kind of in a D tier right now. And Ranger, she was really nice in Saunil. The fact that you can use the spammo button and the damage was there, and yeah, she was a lot of fun to play in Saunils. Sage, I would put them on an A tier. Their damage was there, but not as great as these guys on the top, and so I would just leave them on A tier. But yeah, still fun class and great class, and so if you like them, go for it. I would say, yeah, Shy would be on an A or B. I'll just put her on an A for now. I think she would definitely perform better in the siege locations, just like Saunil's, and so I highly recommend Shy players, playing on a siege locations just like that. Sorcerer's Awakening performed really well in S tier for that. And Succession, she did have damage, but not as great as Awakening, so I'll just put her on A tier. But her damage was still there as well. You guys will be surprised with this, but Awakening Striker was actually on A, and Succession was actually performed better on Saunil's. They were able to actually hit harder than the Awakenings, and so yeah, give them a try. I think it'll be really fun for you guys if you know how to play Succession Striker. Tamers definitely played better and had damage in Saunil, so I will definitely give them on A's. Since the movement speed is very friendly there, you don't have to move as much and just cast skills, and so yeah, and the damage was there, and so I would give Tamers both on A. Who said Archer was bad? Archer is S tier, guys, in Saunil. Highly recommend him. He's a very fun, super great class, and so highly recommend him and try him out there in Saunil's. For Valkyrie, Succession did not perform well as much as Awakening Valkyrie, and so yeah, like I would be surprised as well because Succession Valkyrie is really nice for AoE damage and everything, but the damage was not there in Saunil as much as Awakening Valkyrie, and so yeah. Moving to Warriors, they were pretty good class. It's just not as much damage as I thought compared with these guys on the top, and so I will just leave them on an A tier for now. And yeah, but still good class. Awakening is definitely easier to play than Succession, so I highly recommend you guys playing on Awakening. Succession, which was not good as well again here, but then the Awakening was pretty good. I would give her on an A tier. She has damage, and yeah, it was really good class in general. Same thing with Wizard. Awakening is amazing, has damage and everything, and so I highly recommend Awakening Wizard. But then Succession Wizard did not have damage, and so You'll be left behind in D tier. And I highly recommend Dracania as well in Saunils. They're both really good in Saunils actually. I would highly recommend them and try them out in Saunils as well. After that, Berserker. Yeah, they're both all good. S tier for Saunils, 100%. Corsair, she's still in S tier, but then she didn't really perform as good as like, you know, Bloody and Orcs. But yeah, just keep in mind that like she's still good, so she'll be in an S tier, but then, you know, not was I expecting as, you know, Bloody and Orcs. And so yeah. And then, you know, Awakening, it's either gonna be A or B, but I'm just gonna leave her in B. Yeah, like Awakening Corsair, she is really good for mobiles and everything, but I feel like just damage was not there, and so yeah, she will be in B tier. Next up, 100% on Awakening Dark Knight on S tier, and I would just give either A or B for Succession, and I'll just leave her on an A because she does have damage and it's actually not bad to grind in Saunils. Succession, Guardian, and Awakening. Awakening is definitely on S tier, and Succession, it can be S tier as well actually. She had damage, but I'll just leave her on A tier because Awakening is definitely just better in general for PvE grinding. Hashashin's S tier 100%. They were very amazing, very good class, high APM though, but really has high rewards as like high damage. Kunos, they are also in S tier if you know what you're doing. If not, they will be possibly most likely going to go down to A tier. But if you know how to play her, she's definitely in S tier. They have damage, high APMs. Awakening has more APM than Succession, and so if you want to have a laid back APM grinds, then I would recommend the Succession Kuno. Lahns, they're also on S tier for Saunils. Very nice, perform very well. Lahn is basically a really good class for, you know, Siege character in general, and so when you're PvE grinding and there's mobs, a lot of mobs around that tower area, that's when you need Lahns, and yeah, they can literally shred anything, and it's a really good class for those scenarios. Last but not least, we have Maehwa. Succession definitely has damage, and Awakening can also go S if you know how to play her for sure, and it's not really hard class, and so I highly recommend trying her out as well. She has damage for sure and perform really well in Saunils. There you guys have it. This is my tier list for Saunils. Hope you guys liked the video. Yeah, Saunils are 270 AP and I was basically 300 AP and 293 for Awakening, and so maybe that's why everybody was really good and performed really well and gave them on a S tier, but there were still noticeable characters that was still lacking, and so hopefully that this tier list can give you some knowledge and ideas on what they would feel like in future. And so yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Ciao.